Oh yeah, that spiral fade just gets sweeter every week.
I gotta look over there to see it one of these
Yeah.
days.
Ooh, you can see a little motion blur.
One of these
Camera.
goddamn days. What is it? Is it lagging? The
No.
lagging piece of shit.
Nope, we're good.
Okay.
We're good.
Hey
It's
man,
lunch.
how's it going?
Pretty
Did you have a
good.
good lunch?
Yeah, I had a burrito.
I was gonna.
Surprise,
We had some
surprise.
leftover burrito, and I guess
What?
Yeah,
I've never heard of this.
we made burritos like every fucking week, man. I make
leftover
remember
home
I told you
burritos.
I make
Yeah.
like Chipotle quality burritos now.
Yeah.
Hey, you roll your eyes. He has no evidence. He knows I can make
no,
food.
I'm skeptical though. It's Chipotle. Come on.
It's my steamed shell microwave wet towel technique that really sets it off. Anyway, I was all set like, oh, I bet there's just enough for another burrito, so I'm gonna go in there and Cecily beat me to it.
Yeah.
So what I did is I took out we had a fried chicken breast. It was left over from something a couple days ago, and I just fucking minced that thing and had a fried chicken burrito because I was not going to be denied.
All right. So it was a tortilla with just chicken in it.
No, I mean I put salsa.
okay.
I put some black beans in there. I put some sour cream and
So
cheese.
you had all
in
the
that.
other fixings, just not.
Exactly. It was
okay.
just, and I was thinking like, you know what? This is why that Curito place stays in business because anything you put in a taco shell is fucking good.
Yeah.
Like we do it every weekend. Like if we have a little bit of burrito stuff left in, we'll just mix that in with some scrambled eggs. Boom, you got a breakfast burrito.
Yeah.
Like pulled pork, anything you throw in a burrito and you put sour cream, cheese, and salsa on, it's gonna fucking taste good. It's a scam. Like I want to make a pizza.
Why is delicious food a scam?
I want to make a pizza burrito. I'm gonna mince up some pizza, put it in there, throw some sour cream, put some salsa on it, put some cheese, mozzarella cheese. Really fuse that shit up.
I bet it'd be fine. Yeah.
It'd be really good. Like a pasta burrito. Like you eat a spaghetti burrito, spaghetti meatball burrito.
Yeah.
I think
No. So okay.
I'm trying to think of like
store...
what's the food where you're like sauerkraut burrito. All right, I'm out.
Yeah.
I'm out.
Yeah. The Germans not known for their burritos.
But if you deep fried, I feel like you got a spring roll, and then you got something again.
So they had this place. I'm sure they still have it. It's called the Kolache Factory in Indianapolis.
They went tits up here in Cincinnati. Is all I know.
Did they?
It is a real bummer.
Yeah. So they essentially like just bake a whole bunch of things with like a sweet roll type bread around it.
Like inside of like a yeast dinner roll.
Yeah, and I thought those were really good too.
They were fucking really good.
Yeah, and it didn't matter which one you got. You could get the scrambled eggs, you could get the meatballs, you could get the
dessert ones,
jelly.
Yep.
Yeah, they were all just really tasty.
Those Eastern European moms, they know what they're talking about.
Yeah,
you can make anything a food if you roll it inside some kind of delicious carb. All right, so that's your lunch. We actually talked about lunch. We'll see you next week.
Yeah, that's surprising. We never talked about actual lunch.
Get to Star Wipe. What do you want to talk about for realsy?
I don't have a ton to talk about.
I'm scared because I got like a heart out today because I got a wedding. One of Cecily's friends is getting married, and I got to like to go home and get like polished up and in my suit. I got a quandary for you.
Oh boy.
So I'm trying to dress up tonight, and I tried on my suit pants, and no fitty in my present. I still look pretty good in my coat, but my thighs and ass are too fat for these suit pants. Damn tailored suit. So my question is, do you think like what would you do in my position? Because here's the other thing.
So I had this problem going into your wedding.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because I realized that my coat did not fit. So I had the pants that might have fit. They were super tight though. Yeah. So I ended up wearing just like a really nice pair of jeans and a nice sweater.
Those were jeans?
Yeah, I had jeans on.
Well, I probably know your advice because I've got a really pair of fancy shoes that would look like. So I'm like, if I put on my best jeans, and my really fancy slicked up shiny shoes, and like a nice button up top, and then my black sports coat on top of that, I think that's like
it really depends on the type of wedding, but yeah.
Well, so
like
here's
yours
the type
is a
of
very
wedding.
low key, like small thing.
Right.
If this is like an all out gala event,
no, I mean, I don't know, and like, this drives me crazy. I asked Cecily last night, so what do you want me to wear? She's like, oh, whatever you. I'm like, so does that mean it's casual? Like
a tank top,
like evening casual, or she's like, just wear what you would to a wedding, and I'm like, oh. So like, here's the she is a museum curator here in Cincinnati.
Okay.
He is a guy who makes frames at a custom frame shop in OTR. Okay. So I'm thinking they're pretty.
He's gonna be wearing flannel.
I mean, it might be fancy, but it's gonna be like she might get married barefoot. Like it's kind of that. It's got that kind of feel of a wedding. So I don't feel like, as long as I don't show up looking like Slipknot, I think I'm gonna be fine. Or Insane Clown Posse, you know.
So I think you really have to hedge your bets. I think what you do is you wear the nice jeans, the blazer, but underneath it you have to prepare for whatever kind of wedding it might be. Oh. So like what are these people really into? Is there any chance that this will be a Star Wars wedding?
No.
Is there any chance it'll be a Star Trek wedding?
No.
They're not Lord of the Rings?
Nah, I doubt it.
I think you should probably at least prepare for that. So have a cloak underneath.
Bring my Roose Bolton cloak. Sure.
Maybe keep a lightsaber in the car.
It is complicated that it's going to be like 85 degrees tonight, and I want to dance because that's the thing. Like I thought about just like, well, I'll just do the whole not snap my top button on my suit pants and let the belt hold it screaming together.
Oh yeah.
But if I'm gonna get, if I want to dance, I want to cut the rug tonight, so that ain't gonna work. So I could also go. I've got a decent like blazer, trouser kind of combo, but I feel like I always feel like when you show up in like a sports coat and like Doc or whatever slacks, I always feel like vaguely 50s hobo. I know it's not.
Like Pete Campbell at one of Don's receptions.
I know it's not. But yeah, I feel like I'm showing up in fucking tweed because my mom used to, like when we dressed up for church, my mom loved that shit because I was I was super tall, but I got short legs. It's like Cecily's my exact same height, but if we're standing shoulder to shoulder like a bathroom mirror, her hips are like 3 inches, her legs are like 3.5 inches higher. And she would always just buy like some random suit pants and I always felt like I was wearing like some kind of fucking shag carpet with leather fucking elbow pads and like some kind of weird like what decade is it from pants and
it's like the outlet store specialty.
Yeah. I just feel like the in between formal casual has just been like that. You can't do that anymore. You can't just wear unless you're like a male model.
Sure, yeah, where you can basically wear a
sack, right?
A potato sack, and people go, oh wow.
Some people like the Reddit just posted a photo of Marilyn Monroe's agent had some kind of bet with Hollywood that she would look good even in a fucking sackcloth dress. Sure enough, Marilyn Monroe in these crazy ass glass pumps looks like $1 million in a fucking burlap sack. Right. It's empire wasted. They cheated a little bit, but no one would see her show up at the door and turn her away.
Yeah.
Not everyone's Marilyn Monroe. Me least of all.
I don't know. See, I would think you could get away with the even more than the jeans and the blazer. Probably get away with the mismatched sort of like as you call it, the hobo 50s look.
Yeah, I think if I throw in my best jeans and my shiny shoes, it's gonna be a little.
How dark are the jeans?
They're very dark.
The jeans need to be very dark.
They're very dark. Like, I don't know so fucking midnight blue yours were that I assumed they were dress pants.
Right.
But they're pretty fucking dark.
I'm trying to remember now that you say that if I actually did wear jeans. I know there are pictures.
You did. Yeah.
I thought jeans
there
and
are
that
pictures
on
this computer.
Oh,
we could actually. This is a rare. Okay, let's test our memory.
Oh no.
Let's see.
Oh,
Did I keep this?
Memory tests are my worst tests.
I can't remember where we actually keep these things. I always look for them.
It's on the D drive, just generically out there.
Yeah. Wait.
Hear that, hackers?
Showtel.
Keep all our important stuff on the D drive.
Shit. I think I actually went through and deleted a bunch of shit last week.
Yeah.
Damn it. Oh well. Could have solved the memory problem right here. So if you guys want to chime in the thread post fact and tell me what you think I should do for a Cincinnati wedding. The other thing is the reception's at Christian Moreland. You can't tell anything in reception. Reception at Christian Moreland Brewery, which sounds pretty cool. I'm hoping they have some strawberry pig left. Do you want me to talk about Destiny for a couple minutes? I've had some requests for that. I'm curious. What have you heard about Destiny 2? Because I know you listen to Giant Bomb, and some of those guys were fans of it, and
I've heard that it's good. It is good. It is definitely more story, but maybe they leaned too heavily into the criticisms of last game and didn't lean enough on the things they did well in the last game.
Yeah, I've heard there are like theories about that the main Destiny 2 branch got forked right before the Taken King expansion, which is where the quote-unquote live team that just made like quality of life improvements and didn't add a lot of content took over. And there are, I mean, I think that it's hard to tell because Bungie went in really different directions for some things. Like they completely redid how they do like armor and how they affect your character, and they completely redid all the weapons tiers, which I think those are kind of improvements, but it's hard to tell which were quality of life things that just didn't make it because the code base is incompatible and they might be coming back, and how many things were just like we're doing different things and we are discouraging certain types of gameplay that we don't like. It's really hard, and that's like a lot of the fan base is kind of like the first 2 weeks of Destiny 2 was like if you go to r/Destiny the game and everyone's just like on their knees blowing Bungie. Thank you. Oh my God, it's Destiny without all the bullshit. Week 3, the fucking worm has turned because the people that make the Destiny subreddit great are the people who like just fucking grind this shit. And they've already like Destiny without the bullshit means there's not a lot of meaningless grinds. And I swear to God, my hand over my heart, right hand to God, that I don't believe in. People actually want there to be random rolls of attributes on guns because they missed grinding
having to find
for 100 different Imago loops to get the one that had Outlaw and Firefly. Like, it's...
Wow. It sounds like people really enjoy playing the game and they want there to be more
beyond just enjoying playing the game and sitting like they need a point or else they can't justify like, well, I guess I'm just going to get in on this and talk with my friends and bullshit. Like grinding like Omnigul 100 times sort of perfect drop was a way to just fuck away a weekend.
Yeah.
And like they could just fuck away a weekend, but they don't.
I bet the people who play PvE are probably the ones complaining, right?
Well, I mean, the PvP's radically changed too.
Yeah,
so a lot of people
but that's like
about that
endlessly new, right?
True.
Like it's evergreen. You don't need to like produce more content for that.
It is weird because now there's just 2 playlists. There's casual and competitive. And competitive, like you can't pick map, you can't pick game type. It's just they've decided X game types are competitive, and they got a slightly higher like matchmaking bracket in there.
So certain game types aren't in casual?
Yeah. Yeah, none of the casual game types are like if you want to play a competitive game of Control, fuck you, it's casual.
What?
And they took out a lot of like there's no more Clash, which is just like
I could see that, but
8 on or just like 8
surely all of the competitive ones have casual analogs, right?
Nope.
What is
diffuse and
how do you practice? You go into competitive and get your ass
reamed? You get into the competitive thing and you fucking get pounded and slowly rise up the ranks. Yeah.
Wow,
you get good,
that's
Scrub.
Not the way to do it.
It's weird, and it's like that's one of the things where people complain because like Legacy Destiny has like custom games and custom game modes and private games, so you can do that kind of experimental shit. And,
yeah.
But I don't know. I'm really pleased. I got into the raid and it's gorgeous. It's the conceit is like, this is all about the Cabal like invading, and they've been building this up through the last few expansions. Like in the background, it's like there's been, like when you dealt the last major Cabal unit in the solar system a crushing defeat in like I can't remember if that's Taken King or the one after, but who cares? Your ghost tells you that there was like an emergency broadcast aimed to the heart of our galaxy to like Cabal High Command, and the answer has been received in this expansion. They come and just fucking kick in the Guardians' asses. They enslave the Traveler, which cuts off the Guardians' light, which is a great lore way to depower everyone and have you start over from scratch. And also neatly explains why your loot's all gone. All got blown up. All that shit in your vault's gone, brother. It's gone, brother or sister.
What about the stuff you had on you? Also gone?
No, it's all it's just a generic piece of like Titan. It's fancy. It's fancy, but it's a generic piece of like everyone's wearing the same thing. I don't know why they couldn't just put you in the armor from the last game. I really like that. That would have made the most sense. Give you the guns and armor because you lose like when the second mission is one of those where you're like barely alive and you're crawling slowly and you're holding your gut because you're bleeding. Your ghost isn't around. He can't heal you, and your armor's all fucked up and your gun doesn't work. Like it would have just been a cosmetic thing. I don't know. Who cares if someone romps and stomps through the first mission with Galahorn? It's like not a big deal. But no, I like it. It feels less grindy to me. Like I was able to get to a competitive light level for the raid in about 20 hours of gameplay, which is half the time that it probably took me before. And the raid itself is cool. It's the do you remember the planet eater, the planet devourer in the old Star Trek thing? It looked like a cornucopia with a giant mouth, and it tried eating the Enterprise.
Vaguely.
Okay, well, it's like the Emperor's ship looks like that, except there's like a little tiny castle on the very top. And the raid is you go to that castle, which is enormous. It's like, and it's all gilded. It's like this Roman Colosseum palace thing, and it's all fucking made out of gold. It's crazy. It's fucking crazy. And you do all this gladiatorial shit. Like you go in his bathhouse, and there's big fat Cabal wearing loincloths and jumping out of the juice, and he's got these pleasure gardens where you've got the mechanics are really cool. You got a team of people that are on top that have these crystals, and you got people on the bottom that are looking for these seed pods, and it's all foggy. So the top people have to guide you to which seed pod is starting to like bloom, and then you all cluster. The bottom team clusters around it all the time. These unkillable war beasts are hunting you, and this crystal guys aim like they stand in these sunspots where there's like sun coming from the ceiling, and they aim the crystal at it, and it's hits the seed pod with the light beam, and it gives you this like strength debuff or buff that allows you to then like you do as many of those as you can until the hounds find you, and then you're either powerful enough to do real damage to them or not. I haven't gotten past that because my raid crew's pretty casual. But yeah, it's fun. It's fun.
Cool.
That's it.
All right.
I can't. You're like I imagine you're representing 99% of the audience. So
yeah, I haven't played it, so I can't really join you too much.
What else? Is there anything else you want to talk about?
No.
All right, let's move on to Q&A. Do you got some tweets?
Sure.
By the way, Twitter and forums are the way to participate. So every once in a while, I get some emails, and like I'll never think to check those. But I noticed I got a couple this week.
You can still send tweets at hashtag bald lunch, and those will get added to the queue. So.
And in the forum, if you're a VIP member, which you are if you're listening to this, you can go to the VIP forums, and there's always a weekly thread.
Let's start off with Bias Files says, have either of you been pulled over by the police, and how did you fare? Sure, several times.
Yeah.
And I fared just fine. I got caught doing 88 and a 55 once. And I got pulled over and got ticketed.
Yeah.
I've got a couple tickets, but that one was the most severe.
In my teenage years, I had a lot of rum luck. Like I remember one time we were heading out to Laughman's house. I was in 40A. You probably don't know this guy, 40A.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So we were going to play a Star Wars role-playing game over at Laughman's house, and Bill picked me up, and shit, I just gave his full name. Hey, Bill. Hopefully there's more than one.
What number did he call you at to arrange the meeting?
Well, it was 555. So he picks me up, and I've got like my rule book and my player's handbook, and I got like my dice bag on my lap. And we're going, and it's like just turned night, and it's like in the winter, so it gets dark early, and woo, in the behind, and Bill fucking freaks out, so he like jabs the brakes, and my dice bag right on the ground. So as the cops pulling up, I'm
fishing around.
I'm fishing around and I put it all in my thing, and he's like, what was your passenger stuffing under the seat?
Oh my God.
And I don't know.
You wouldn't believe it, officer, if I told you.
And we did. We explained. He's like, yeah, step out of the car. So 3 other, like, this is Mooresville. So, of course, every fucking cop on duty comes like, oh, my God, we might get these guys with a fucking ounce of weed.
Right.
And they handcuff Bill. And this was like right across the street from the high school. It's like the main fucking drag right at that 4-way stop of Moore's. Like, everybody's, like, I recognize several people passing me and looking like, as I'm face down on the sidewalk, handcuffed.
Oh my God.
They take Bill's seat apart. They take the seat out, look underneath all the carpets, and do all this shit. It was like 90 minutes, and then sent us on our way because he had his turn signals burnt out.
Oh yeah.
And like we show up at Laughman's house, and like where because they didn't swear because they're Jehovah's Witnesses. But
yeah.
My God, you guys are like 90 minutes late. What the hell's going on? We told him the story.
Wow.
And then another time, we got 3 of us were going to a LAN party where our car is stuffed with computer gear. Mm-hmm. And this Greenwood cop, it was over in Greenwood someplace, he pulls us over and sees his car. He draws his gun on us, orders us out of his car, and I guess that someone had robbed a computer repair store that morning.
That is some bad luck. Yeah,
I know, man. So once again, this time the fucker he's got his gun. He's like, get out of the car, and like we're like flip because we didn't even do anything wrong. Like, what the fuck? So yeah.
Yeah,
I've had some bad luck.
Probably wouldn't happen nowadays. You could fit all your computer gear in the trunk.
Yeah.
But back then you have these 23-inch CRT monitors.
We had 24-inch CRT monitors, which you don't.
Those are a passenger in your car.
Yes. They weigh about 75 pounds. They're about 2 by 2 by 3.5.
Yep.
I've had some crazy luck with the police. But I didn't get shot. So there's that.
No. Yeah, that's why I say, like, I've always fared well. Sure, you get a ticket. Like, I deserve a ticket. I'm doing 88 and a 55.
Yeah.
Of course, give me a ticket. And sure, it's borderline reckless driving, but yeah. Yeah. I've never even had a gun pulled on me. So
I do have a cool, like, I think I've told this before, but the one cool story I've got is when I was watching fucking Lost, for the first time this first season on DVD or on Blue, it's DVD at Blockbuster. Like, we finished the first disc of 4 episodes like at 11:51.
Did a Portlandia,
and we're like, do you want to keep, like, it was a Friday night. It's like, hey, man, I can't stop here. Mm-hmm. So I got on my motorcycle, threw on my helmet, and whoom, and like. It was like almost midnight in Mooresville. Like, the streets are the highway is empty. Mm-hmm. I do like 115, 120 to Blockbuster. Get in there, get there just in time. Grab 2 more discs and head home. On the way home, I wasn't in a hurry, but when you're on a powerful motorcycle and there's nothing in front of you, nothing behind you, sometimes you just have to take it 0 to 120 or so. And right as I like was letting off the gas, I was probably at 115. Woo! And I'm like, oh, I'm fucked. So I pull off, and the guy's over, and then this other cop pulls over, and he pulls my license, and I was like 23, some punk kid. And I thought, like, man, he's going to fucking pull me over. He's going to impound my bike. This is, like, all kinds of shit. He gives my license back and says, hey, be careful. Don't let me catch you doing this in town again. And his partner was like, Jesus Christ, man, he's giving you a break, buddy. You realize what a break he's giving? Like just, and I'm like, how many times can I say thank you? Do I need to kiss his boots? Like, what the fuck? Like, I'm very grateful. Like, I was shitting my pants. The pants have been shat. What do you want?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I respect your authority.
Yes. I realize that he's like, should I give him a post-back bribe? Like, what? Is this a shakedown? I don't understand.
Yeah.
Anyway.
You were a Blockbuster guy in Mooresville, huh? I went to Movie Land.
Movie Land?
I was a Movie Land guy, yeah.
Well, the problem with Movie Land's where I rent my porn.
Oh, so you didn't want to show your face like renting normal stuff?
Yeah.
Don't take your family to Movie Land.
Yeah.
Hey, Aaron, we got the bangers and scrotes in for you.
That's right. Dirty Debutantes 2's in, eh? You like the first one so much, you rent it 3 times, it says, when you're 18.
Right.
So yeah, I went to Blockbuster. It's a family establishment.
Yeah, I was just renting like Nintendo games and stuff.
Well, that works too. Michelle from California. I know you're not much into network television, but what are your feelings about the Will and Grace reboot? If you're into the show, is a reboot possibly worth Bald Move TV coverage? Just as when it's first airing, it's going to be packed full of not only humor, but social commentary, political commentary, as well as being supportive of gender, race, orientation, etc. issues. I think it would not only make a funny podcast, but also one full of interesting insights from both you, whether it's Aaron and Jim or Aaron and Cecily. Also, the entire series is hitting Hulu at 9/21.
Yesterday?
Yeah, I guess so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yesterday. Today.
I've never been a Will and Grace fan. Not that I didn't like it. I just never watched it. I have a lot of friends who do, and they love it.
Yeah, it's funny because my ex-wife loved that show, and it was like right up there with Harry Potter for the things you should hate as a Jehovah's Witness because it's normalizing homosexual relationships. And I always thought it was funny. It's like, that was like my problem. Like, I essentially married my mother because, like, anything that she wanted to justify watching, she could. But if I wanted to justify watching, like, The Godfather, or if I wanted to, that's like, I can't fucking believe that she's like, oh, Jesus. I'm just like a live, let live. And I like it. I thought, I don't know. It's like it was like one of my first experiences, positive experiences with homosexuals in a non-just joke. Like, I know it's a comedy series, but like my relationship with homosexuals was like Damon Wayans in living color, like super flamboyant, like get a load of these fuckers stereotypes, and and Tommy Lee Jones' character from JFK, where he's this evil, perverted, this crazy homosexual.
Yeah.
So like it was neat, and I thought it had there's a lot of chemistry and funny jokes. I love Jack and Karen.
Yeah, the vibe I always got from it was like it's a show made for homosexuals, not for like straight people about homosexuals.
I think homosexuals,
straight people can enjoy it certainly, but I feel like it was more like a wink and a nod, like knowing.
Did you ever talk to your friend Will about it? Because like
sure, yeah, he's a big fan of it.
Okay, because I've heard mixed reviews. Like some gay people thought like, well, the way I saw it is like Jack was there for the normals to like, okay, he's the kind of sideshow, play up every gay stereotype you want. Right. Will is the ground. Like this is also like what the majority of, they're just dudes.
Yeah.
That like they're romantically attracted dudes. Like everything else is kind of like the same. They're not crazy stereotypes of. But anyway.
Sure. But as far as the new series goes, I saw a preview for it at the movie last night.
Yeah. Marina Menunez.
Was she doing that?
Did she give you a first look at it?
It might have been a first look. I
can't imagine what else it would be. But
yeah,
anyway.
It was definitely my first look at it. I don't know. I mean, it looked like it was same old Will and Grace. So if you liked it before, I think you're gonna like it now.
I'll probably watch an episode or two, but like unless it's like slap my mama good. Which that's pretty low bar barrier for me. Unless it's like really, really good. Like we're about ready to head into content Ogeddon again. Instead of like focusing intently on one, we're just going to have a whole bunch of pretty in-depth coverage about it, a bunch of shows. And Star Trek's starting up pretty soon this weekend, next weekend.
Sunday.
This Sunday? Jesus. So I probably not. It's probably going to slip through the cracks.
Let's say Star Trek is more up my alley than Will and Grace.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If I'm going for nostalgia, I have to see like the first reboot of Star Trek in what, a decade?
When was Enterprise? I don't even remember.
I don't know either, but it's almost as big a Star Trek. I thought it was like 2004.
Probably.
Let me look it up because this is something. Yeah, it ran to 2005, so it's been off the air for over a decade. It's similar to the gap between like, when Star Trek went off the air to Next Generation coming back. So like it's kind of a big thing.
Yeah.
All right. Your turn.
Let's see. Another question about a show that's upcoming. Ben B says, "Will this one be a day one podcast? Should create a bit of buzz no matter what." And he links to an Empire Magazine article on The Watchmen and how Damon Lindelof has just said, "Yep, it's happening," and we've started writing it.
And HBO ordered the pilot this week too.
Yeah.
I mean, as far as if you're asking me, fuck yeah.
Yeah, me too.
I love The Watchmen. I think that's a fantastic concept and universe. I love Damon Lindelof. I am super about that.
Yep. Same here. So I imagine, day one. I don't know when it's coming out. It'll probably be at least a year.
Right.
I'd imagine.
Oh, yeah, at least. Too many boogers from Colorado. Sorry to hear about that, man. Interested in your guys' thoughts on Cincinnati chili. I've never tried it, but keep your spaghetti off of my chili, or out of my chili. What do you think of Cincinnati chili, Jim?
I don't like it.
Gold Star, Skyline?
No, I don't like any of it.
The cinnamon-flavored meat water that the citizens of Cincinnati want you to think is chili?
I like a good, chunky, hearty chili.
Same here.
And Cincinnati does not provide that.
No, they do not. I mean, that's not to say that I won't get down on one of their chili cheese dogs every once in a while.
I feel like that's the appropriate place for Cincinnati chili, though, is the dog. Like as a topping, not as a main course.
Yeah. But it's still like I prefer. I make my own. I make my own chili, and then I save some of that for chili dogs. Like I freeze it, and then when we're feeling. So like it's not for me, man. It's not for me. But my most downvoted comment on Reddit ever of all time was when I made my cinnamon flavored meat water joke at Cincinnati Chili's expense. I got like 183 downvotes. So passionate about it here. Your turn.
Let's see. Nads says, "Have you guys been to the Cincinnati Zoo and visited Fiona the hippo? I'm obsessed with her."
No, there's two things we need to do to take my son to. We need to take her to see Fiona, and we need to see the Star Wars costume exhibit at the
that'd be
the
cool.
main museum in the train station. So No, haven't done that, but it's on my list. I saw this. Someone posted a GIF in the Cincinnati subreddit of like the first day Fiona was in her tank. She did this, like she was swimming on the top, and then she just like sank, which I guess hippos do. We got to the bottom. Those pixelated sunglasses came over her eyes and said, "Deal with it." Yeah, we're also crazy. Sure. If I wanted to get a 500 downvote comment, I would say I'd talk shit about Fiona, but I can't. She's too cute. She's really, and my sister and I were talking about this because we're looking at our calendars and seeing if we can make it work, and we're like, what are people going to do when this thing becomes a 3-ton man killer? And Harambe was a tough situation, and I know it's a joke for the rest of, but like Cincinnati, it's like a real thing. Like a kid almost died, a beloved gorilla at our zoo got shot. It is a shit show. What if like Fiona, like if someone falls in a tank, Fiona main, because like fucking hippos are not to be fucked with.
No.
Like it'd be like when Parks and Rec, when little Sebastian died, there'd be benefit concerts. Like it's I've never seen a city take any kind of baby anything. Like we had a baby tiger at the Indianapolis Zoo, we had a baby dolphin, we had a baby elephant that was super cute. This goddamn premature hippo takes the cake. People love Fiona.
Yeah.
Pico Rock 80 from San Bernardino. Bernard. I'm gonna fucking get this now.
San Bernardino.
You don't pronounce the R?
Bernardino, yeah.
No, it's Bernard. Is he fucking with me? Is he putting a nard in there?
Saint Bernard.
San Bernardino. Because I've heard of San Bernardino. That's what I thought.
If it's in California, it's San Bernardino.
There's too many fucking L's in there, Saint, or R's in there. Anyway, I forgot to post this last week, but Friday, September 15th, was one of Bald Move's favorite and most handsome actors' birthday. Happy birthday, Mr. Tommy Lee Jones.
Oh, God. How old is he, 112?
What does he say to the two podcasters to make fun of his face? I don't care.
Good, because we're not serious. The man's a great actor. We love him, but he just has a funny face.
He's got a funny face. Like, here are my favorite Bald Move Tommy Lee Jones face quotes over to history from Jim and Aaron.
Yes, I can't wait.
Jim, to me, he looks like a pottery student's failed final project.
Oh, Jesus.
Aaron, he looks like the Crypt Keeper's version of Gul Dukat from Deep Space Nine. Aaron, his face looks like when he tried to pick out the Holy Grail, he got the answer half right and half wrong. That was pretty good. Pretty good.
Oh, yeah. Those are great.
P.S. Shout out my fantasy football team got a light. I'm winning that title this year. Well, good luck, man. Good luck there, Pico Rock 80.
Yeah.
From San Bernardino.
You and two others. I think there were 3 leagues this time.
Yeah, there's three leagues.
Yeah. One day we'll get to 30,000.
30,000 leagues of 12 teams apiece. It's a lot of football leagues. Your turn, man.
I've got one that says, from Steven, have you tried Glenlivet whiskey? The 15 is the finest I've tasted. I'm hoping to try the 18 next time I have spare cash. I have tried a Glenlivet. I don't know which one it was, though.
I got a 12 at home.
You do?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's good.
It's like those scotches.
I mean, yeah, you get in the $60 plus $80 bottle, and like it's hard to find a bad one, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
Fuck wants to know
if anybody has a bottle of Pappy Van Winkle 15 that they want to sell.
Oh, you're wanting to make an acquisition?
I'm in the market.
Okay.
Maybe not for the crazy retail prices that it
Have
goes
you ever
for.
had it?
I haven't, no.
Yeah.
They say it's like one of the finest bourbons made, period.
I've heard two stories. I've heard it's like
20 years what they say is good, but
I've heard that it's a good bourbon, but bourbons are so good now that it's ridiculous that people are paying the prices for it. Like if you're in a $50-$60 bottle, you're not going to be blown away by Pappy.
I don't know. I mean the I forget the name of the magazine that rated it, but it gave it like one of the highest scores ever, like a 98.
I mean, I believe it. Yeah. I believe it. How much is it retailing?
Like $1,500.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
The last time I checked,
it was like 15 year, and they have a 20 and a 23, which are more.
The last time I checked, it was like $350.
Yeah.
So wow.
I don't think I'll ever be able to get one direct from the company.
Yeah.
Did you know that stuff's all made at Bourbon Trace?
I believe it.
Or not Bourbon Trace, Buffalo Trace. Sorry.
Right. My crazy
Buffalo
brain
Trace
translated
bourbon,
for you. Yeah. I would believe it because like that's the dirty little secret of all these craft bourbons is that are all being made at like 3 facilities in Kentucky.
Right, and they kind of take like, okay, here's our like single barrels of the best stuff, and we taste it all, and then we package it up and say this is this brand.
We slap
this
your
is
label
other.
on it, and we put you send us your graphics package and
pretty much
laser etched wooden crates, and we Fuck says, were you guys ever into fighting games like Street Fighter? And if so, what were your go-to characters? Also, between you two, who crushes who? Don't be kind.
It's Ryu and Chun-Li.
Street Fighter. Did you ever play like Mortal Kombat?
Yeah, I was. My favorite there was. Is it Liu Kang, the guy with the turns into the dragon?
Yeah.
Bites you in half.
Yeah.
The bicycle kick and the fireballs.
For Street Fighter, I was always a Guile guy.
Yeah,
he's not
Guile's
great.
Good.
He's not great. I just thought I thought he was the coolest looking when I was a teenager.
Yeah, he's a punk.
And he's
military.
I don't think that's regulation hair.
No.
But
sure.
He's got the sonic boom.
Very high and tight.
And then Mortal Kombat, I was kind of like the ninja guys. I like Sub-Zero and Scorpion. And then like in 2, I really liked Reptile.
Mm-hmm.
Your turn. Oh, also I don't think we've ever played many fighting games together. I assume you would beat me because you do in every video game we ever play.
I've played a fair amount of fighting games too. I wouldn't say I'm great at them. I'm certainly not like competition level or anything.
Right.
I don't analyze the frames of every move, but I'm okay at them.
Your turn.
WC and me, did you watch the preview for Netflix Punisher? If so, what are your thoughts? I thought it looked badass.
I haven't seen it yet. When did it drop?
I haven't either.
I thought you were saying I thought it looked badass.
No, that's what WC and me says. No, I've not seen it either, so I don't have any thoughts on it.
I'll see it before next week.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll touch if it really impresses me, I'll write it down in my lunch with Jim and Aaron topics, and we'll talk about it then. CD Drive from Houston. Thoughts on Emmys? Ready, set, go. No, I don't have any thoughts. Did they have it? Was the Emmys last weekend? I literally don't know. There was something with. Dude, this is not a bit. Stephen Colbert was doing something with the fucking White House former secretary Sean Spicer, and it made a lot of people mad and delighted other people. And it could have been the Emmys, it could have been the Golden Globes, it could have been. I do not care about the Emmys. I feel like this is the nail in the Emmy steak. This nail in the Emmy steak coffin. Mm-hmm. It's the fork in the Emmy steak that will be put in the coffin and nailed shut. The fact that the leftovers got come on.
Yeah, it's bullshit.
That's not artistically valid.
No, it's complete bullshit.
It's just like, and HBO could have maybe gotten behind it, but they didn't want to because it's dead money. Mm-hmm. So come on.
Right, they want Game of Thrones winning those Emmys, right?
Or anything that's an ongoing concern.
Sure.
So I don't have any thoughts. Those are my thoughts. Those are a lot of thoughts. They're just not about the Emmys. You, Jim?
Chris Justice says, Aaron, you should really revisit Night Of. Would appreciate the commentary on how justice system came through and wrecked an innocent family.
Erected?
No, wrecked.
Here's the thing. Night Of, great, one of the greatest pilots I've ever seen. Mm-hmm. The entire rest of the season was a massive disappointment, and the final few episodes were borderline unwatchable. I don't think you'd enjoy my commentary, man. That's the thing. I guess if that's your first go round, or you hadn't listened to season 1 of Serial, or season 1 of Making a Murderer, which they essentially just put those two in a blender and fictionalize shit. And it probably was more mind-blowing, but to me it was just implausibly connected versions of those stories with Monk having feet problems.
Okay.
And that was actually the most compelling material, his quest to end his psoriasis on his feet. I felt for him there, man.
Jesus.
A Kitten Brink, do you have big Halloween plans? For some reason, I think you guys would be up to Halloween, or do about Halloween big time, especially Aaron. Big Halloween plans, Jim.
I think I plan on carving a jack-o'-lantern.
Yeah?
Yeah. I don't get crazy into Halloween. I plan on bunkering up and making sure that I don't answer the door on Halloween.
Oh, come on. Get some candy. Pass it out. You live in a nice neighborhood.
I'll put candy on a door.
Why don't you want to pass candy out to children one night of the year?
Children bother me. Children bug me.
All right. Well, on the other side of the spectrum, Jack turns 11 this weekend. No, next weekend. And, you know, there's only so many little boy type experiences left. He's nearing the end. He turns into a surly teenager in a few years. So, like, he wants to dress up as an astronaut because he's really into a space and NASA kick right now. And so he'll be doing that. And then Cecily and I are thinking about dressing up as the American agent of Danger 5 and the Russian agent of Danger 5. And if you don't, like, just look up Danger 5 to kind of get, like, in that season 1 classic Danger 5 uniform. Okay. We source the, like, patches and stuff. I don't know. It's like we tend to have big plans like this, and then, like, oh, let's do Bran and the Hound, or and you be the Hound and I'll be Bran, and that'll be hilarious. And then we just it's expensive, and that's the thing. Like, a lot of my fucking dreams right now are being hemmed in by my checkbook. So, like, if someone has to have a good Halloween, it's my kid and not the adults. But I used to, like, I need to find, maybe for Halloween I'll dig it. But I've had some crazy costumes. There was that one hairband rock band party we threw that one Halloween when you were living with me. Yeah. I did Hellboy with full prosthetic arm, horns, skull cap, red paint everywhere in my hands and face. I did a badass Terminator with, like, my endoskeleton, like a silver endoskeleton showing through my face. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I really like to get into it, but it takes time and money. Things I'm short on right now. I do believe it's your turn.
Doug kind of follows up this Punisher thing, asking if we plan to cover it.
What is it?
The Punisher.
I doubt it. I don't think I could. Even if I was really strongly wanting to, and I don't think I could get you on board.
Yeah, I don't know. It's Marvel series on Netflix are a tough sell for me at the moment. After a disappointing season 2 of Daredevil, and then a mediocre Jessica Jones season 1, I kind of stopped watching them.
Yeah, I've kept up on everything but Iron Fist, and I tried that. I'll watch it, and I imagine I'll talk about it on Bald Move TV. I'll say this: I'm not guaranteed to watch it. I'm guaranteed to watch the first episode or two, because that's where Marvel is now. I will give you an episode or two, and if it's not fucking compelling, then I'm out, because I already know sometime in the middle of the season it's going to turn to bullshit.
Right.
Defenders avoided that mostly. But then they had 4 heroes to juggle and balance and the wrap up of the hand plot line. So they had, like, enough story, I think, to carry the day. But yeah, they're on a pretty tight leash with me. I feel like we're just shitting on people's ideas. You know, Will and Grace, get the fuck out of here. You're Punisher.
We have a pretty specific, like, window of shows that I think we're both on board to cover day one.
I know. I feel like shit every time I tell people I can't do it. I wish I could do 100 shows a week, but I can't.
No.
Darwin Fishy, how many times did you say that you've been in love?
400.
Did you see Freddie's response to this? He had Aaron equals every time, Jim equals a
oh boy,
an animated GIF of this very white guy. He looks like Napoleon Dynamite's older brother, and the quote is, "You see, a pimp's love is very different from that of a square."
Sure, that accurately sums it up.
I mean, I don't know. Love is like, there's all kinds of different loves, and I realized there's a lot of different intensities of love. But I guess if I said the 3 times that, like, I've been capable of being love sick over someone, probably 3 times.
I wish I had on hand the "What Is Love" song. So I could just play it.
That's where you're leaving it?
Yeah.
All right. Chin, your turn.
Let's see. Sam says, did you watch The Good Place premiere on Wednesday? If so, what did you think? Nope, never heard of it.
I feel like I should know that because that sounds familiar. But, like, I also wanted to see, like, there's a bunch of stuff still. Like, I've caught up. I blew through BoJack Horseman. I'm, like, halfway through Top of the Lake season 2, which has been well, I've really enjoyed it, but it's got some problems. Cecily and I think are doing a Bald Move TV on that next week. I want to see Orville just to check it out. And I'm doing American Horror Story. You guys don't know this, but we're actually producing the season 1 of Stranger Things too. We're doing like 2 episodes of those a week to get them ready for release next month. So even though there's like a lot of content being produced, even on top of the daily content that we're producing as well. So no, I haven't had time. Once again, I'm letting you down. Chinaski from Santa Cruz, favorite ice cream?
Oh, that's a tough one. I like mint chocolate chip.
I like cherry cordial, cherry Garcia, any generic version of that.
Yeah.
That's or cookies and cream is really good too.
Yeah, I've currently got that at home that I'm scarfing down.
I've been liking salted caramel. Like you throw like, there's this one that the UDF, United Dairy Farmers, has that is it's a salted caramel base, but then they throw in like, you know, a drumstick cone, like it's a waffle cone with chocolate on the inside.
Yeah,
it's got like bits of that ground up in it too, and it tastes like eating a bowl of drumsticks.
I find that salted caramel is a flavor I can only take so much of.
Yeah.
It's a lot like red velvet cake or something where it's just too intense of a flavor to eat very much of. So that's probably a good one to enjoy.
Yeah. You have another one?
No, that was it.
Okay, I'm going to run the table then. Fern from NYC. If you guys were walking to Chipotle and suddenly the sky opens and trumpets start blaring, angels come pouring out of the sky and light streams down in front of you and Jesus walks down right in front of you.
I see this every time I go to Chipotle.
I think it's every time you take your first bite of the day.
Yeah.
Before he says anything, do you become believers or do you still question what you're seeing and hold firm in your atheist ways? Not judging here. I myself am agnostic.
I'd say, where's your evidence, Jesus?
I've always said that, like, all I need is like a 500-mile tall flaming tetragrammaton in the sky, and I will. It will. Yeah. I would. I mean, I'm either losing my mind, which would be one of my first. I'd like probably say, "Do you see this?" Or God's real. So either way, I'm probably not in shape to rationally question what I'm seeing. I've often wondered that if I like started hearing commands from God, would I think I'm crazy and get mental help, or would I just start obeying? I don't think I would. I think I would be like, I think I'm losing my mind.
Yeah, I'd search for the cause. It would have to be like a prolonged exposure to that kind of stuff. I think I would go, this is really, really weird. I need to get some kind of checkup on my brain. And then, you know, if it kept happening, I kept seeing it, then eventually I think whether it's a delusion or not, you sort of start to lean into it, right?
Yeah.
You would.
That's what I'm saying. Like if your brain is not working and you're unable to get help for it, then what's the difference between God being real and it's like what Morpheus said, you know, how do you know that blonde is real or it's just some mouse programmed with one hand?
Jesus has a red dress.
Right. Sexy Jesus.
Here's the thing though, we are rapidly approaching a day where visual and audio stimulation will be unacceptable as evidence of anything because the integration of AR into our everyday life is going to change it such that everything you see could possibly be just a programmed thing. There's
already smart people that think that we are living in a simulation. Like the second that you can simulate something, which we're rapidly approaching, like and you know that's where philosophy comes in, and to the extent that you want to prove it to yourself, true or false, you can, because science ain't got the answer for you.
Right.
Anyway, let's see. Trying to think. I'm Maddie. 2 things with Walking Dead being labeled this season as an all-out war. Which do you think more of it will actually be? This is a question for me. Wait, what? This all-out war, which do you think will actually be? Quick fire, pasta or rice, ketchup or barbecue sauce? Oh, wait. I see what he's saying. I thought he was asking me a question about The Walking Dead and presenting me storylines. I'm like, I don't fucking remember the pasta or rice one. Crash Bandicoot, what?
What's actually? Am I in an AR simulation right now?
Yeah. It's the iMatty 94 edition. We're locked inside him. I don't know. I would, because I'm the fucking idiot that thought this season would be progressed through at least halfway through All Out War, and it didn't. So I would hope to God that we get through all of All Out War in this next season, 16 episode season. We shall see now, won't we?
Yeah.
Rapid fire, pasta or rice?
Pasta. Let's go with pasta.
Agreed. Ketchup or barbecue sauce?
Barbecue sauce.
Agreed. The Strain or Z Nation?
Z Nation.
Agreed. Like any C-dub shows? No. All right. Oh my God. Crash Bandicoot, Spyro, Mario, or Sonic?
Crash Bandicoot, Spyro, Mario, or Sonic? Mario.
Mario all day. Yeah. Holy shit. Xbox One or PS4? PS4.
Yeah, I don't have one of those.
Still a fan of Daryl?
Less so than I was in season 3, let's say, but yeah.
I'm still a fan. I would be. That's one of the few emotional things they could probably do to me and not destroy their story is kill Daryl. So yeah.
Yeah.
Netflix, Hulu, or HBO?
Oh, HBO.
HBO.
Yeah.
I mean, Netflix has got more stuff, but HBO's got the best stuff. Worst and Hulu's getting there, but it ain't there. Worst episode of TV not from The Walking Dead or Star Trek?
Oh, fuck.
Man.
I don't have one then.
Man. What is the worst thing I've ever seen? Like the that's not from those two shows?
I don't know that I have an answer for this without just an exhaustive session of lists and
the thing is, like, a lot of stuff, I'm sure most of the schlocky shit I watched was back when I was a kid and I didn't appreciate that it was schlocky. Like, I'm sure there was some shit in Airwolf and Knight Rider. I can't think of it. That's a tough one, man. You're really asking me to fight with both my hands behind my back. All right, well, we made a valiant effort and surprisingly agreed on most of that stuff. Obama from Arizona. I understand this question is digestible to a small subset of listeners, so make it a quickie. Jim, what's your take on the new Giant Bomb employee named Ben Pack? Oh, this is the one where you get to talk and I get to have just be bored.
So I think I like Ben. I certainly like him more than the new hire of Dan Reichert.
Where is he from the? If you have a scale of Reichert to Gershman.
Gershwin. I mean, he's more toward the Reichert side, but I think I'm just getting used to him, and I think he's just getting used to the role that he plays in that group. And I had a little bit of problem with him when they first were doing their live streaming of PUBG, and like PUBG was a brand new game, and he was controlling the camera and stuff, and it was his viewpoint, and he was just going off script constantly and just kind of ruining the fun for me as like a viewer.
Yeah.
Thinking he was having fun, somehow making it more ridiculous, and I was like, I just want to see people play the game and have a good time. But I like what he adds to their podcast, certainly, and that's really like one of the few interactions I have with Giant Bomb at this point is through their weekly podcasts, both East and West.
Yeah.
But I like Ben, and I think he has settled down into a role that makes a lot more sense for him in that group.
All right. Too Many Boogers comes back for more. He's just got too many.
Yeah.
Just started watching The Leftovers, and the song The Departure has been stuck in my head for the last few days. But I'm kind of digging it. If you had to choose one song to be continuously played in your head again and again, what would you go with?
I think anyone would drive me insane after a while.
That's why I lean in. I go Yakety Sax.
It just makes everything funnier.
Yeah. Yeah, I really did. Yeah. I mean, like, it's like, I feel like so much. That would be more useful and like in a crazy kind of woohoo way than in almost any other song. Like, because any other song is badass would just like, oh, Jesus Christ, shut up. I'm at my kid's birthday.
Maybe you could do one that just like pumps you up, like just a real get into it kind of song.
This is just the chorus of Eminem's Lose Yourself again, over and over and over again.
Or like that, what's that horrible one they play at like basketball games?
Yeah.
That one.
Y'all ready for this? Yeah. Okay. So that's your official.
Sure, I would go insane in a week.
Let's see. Noel, favorite condiments. Well, we know barbecue sauce is better than ketchup.
Yep. I like mustard better than ketchup. I like mayo better than ketchup.
Holy shit.
I mean, I guess it depends. Like, if we're talking French fries, it's obviously ketchup all the way. But just about anything else, I'm putting something else on it. I think, like sandwiches, probably mayo is my favorite.
Here's a controversial opinion. I like Miracle Whip better than mayonnaise.
Yeah, okay.
I'm the rare one
that
doesn't hate or eschew the other, but I do. I like to kick a Miracle Whip.
Okay.
I know it's not real mayonnaise. Sue me.
Yeah.
I mean, then you'd probably have Sweet Baby Ray's in there.
I don't really like Sweet Baby Ray's. Too sweet.
Too sweet?
Too sweet, Baby Ray.
What's your favorite barbecue sauce?
I don't really have a favorite barbecue sauce. My girlfriend makes some, and it's pretty good.
Okay. So. SV Carlos 7 from Ohio. Are you guys still waiting to get a line of credit for Bald Move, or you guys already gotten one? Why? Can you help us? If so, email host@baldmove.com.
Are you a lender?
Yeah. Do you have a large sum of money that you will extend to us in an unsecured way? Right.
No, so my credit was not great, and we applied, or rather I applied, I guess, for like a credit card not too long ago. Got denied. You did not have like the finances when you went to buy your house, and like there's a whole fiasco with that. And
yeah, my problem is I already have a great deal of unsecured debt because of me running a deficit for several years with Bald Move. So like my credit score is still like immaculate, like there's no dings on it.
Yeah.
But there's also this big thing pulling it down, which is I've got this huge amount of unsecured debt that I could just default on at any time, so no one's going to give me more. And apparently, like that's the thing. Like I guess I thought the Bald Move itself could be extended credit. And
what the hell?
Like we're way too small for it to, and like way too not a C corp for it to, I guess, do that to have its own line of credit.
It's such bullshit because Bald Move is making more money than either of us.
Bald Move has got
just ever.
Like really great finances, like you know, impeccable. Like we always paid as agreed, and we got a good positive cash flow. Like our personal finances.
Good growth rate, like
have been more or less shambles in the last few years, but
yeah,
Bald Move as an entity.
Yeah, we kind of like took the hit for Bald Move. Yeah. Turns out we probably shouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
Because Bald Move can't do shit on its own.
Shouldn't loan Bald Move money.
No.
They would not repay us gladly Wednesday for a hamburger today. It will. Let's turn around. Well, in fact, we're due for another Empire
My credit's
business.
Gotten way better since then. So.
Yeah, and as soon as that's the thing. Like if Bald Move had cut me a check for like 25, 30 grand, I could crush that, and then like probably in a couple months I'd be back north of 7 something. Yeah. So then we shall see about this line of credit. Let's see. Favorite hot sauce from Texas Sandman?
I don't do hot sauce. Sriracha if I had to pick one, but
Sriracha's my go-to. But like when we live by Jungle Gym, we got like a different, like, because they have a hot sauce section the size of a CVS, and we just get a different hot sauce like every time we went over there because it's cheap and abundant. And like and that's the thing, like when you start getting to like the hot sauces, it starts to become like IPAs, where it's just like, okay, is this hoppier than the last fucking one? Does it taste anything? It's just a fucking IPA, and that's where I got hot sauces. So I'm not repping anything but, like you said, Sriracha. Sriracha is my go-to for everything. Flomo, Aaron, thoughts on Insecure season 2? Ah, damn it! I knew there's enough of that and fucking Ballers. I'm far behind on. Me and Cecily really liked season 1. Season 1 was really, really amazing and had a lot of great characters. And she was on a really interesting. I did not know this, but Larry Wiltmore, I guess, is one of the executive producers of his show, and helps her out with writing a little bit. And they had a really great. If you didn't know, Larry Whitmore has a podcast called Black on the Air on the Ringer, and he interviewed Issa, and it was really, really interesting conversation about how she grew up and her life and her approach to comedy, and like her earlier YouTube series, and which is, I didn't even know that's how she got started, but it's good stuff. Malcolm NJ from the land of. I gotta stop. It's Malcolm. Just Malcolm.
New Jersey.
Malcolm from New Jersey, probably. North Dakota. I have been working my way through some back catalog podcasts, which is Breaking Bad, Lunch with Jim and Aaron, and I've really enjoyed hearing how much you guys have changed in the course of 5 or 6 years. Oh ho! Other than the obvious stuff, sound quality, etc., what would you both say has changed the most from how you used to pod or interact with how you do it today? Lessons learned or things you look back on and notice the most on your old content. Thank you both for your work and content.
You're welcome.
And yeah, there you go.
Wow. See, unlike our listeners, I don't go back and listen to our old podcasts.
It's painful.
Yeah.
Every once in a while I'll do it to quote, like to go back in, because I know there's something specific said, but I can't quite get it, and I want to like, but yeah. Like I haven't listened to a Blue Yonder in many a year. Many a year.
Yeah, I mean, the listener goes back and they think, oh, this is interesting how much they've changed and how different the podcast is. I go back and I listen and I go, oh, God, that's still on the internet?
Yeah, yeah.
Jesus. Man. I don't know. Like, what has changed from Breaking Bad till now? I mean, we still have, like, roughly the same format. Obviously, he said no worries about the audio stuff, but, like...
I guess if my biggest thing is like I continued like when I still was suffering from a lot of worldviews that I no longer subscribe to, when especially my earliest days, and like you can even you can kind of see me waking up a little bit to some of this stuff, because I remember we had a conversation about like the gender gap in tabletop gaming with Mad Brew, where we talked about how aggressively masculine that space is sometimes and is policed as such, and that was like that was like way before like Gamergate boiled over. But I had like some opinion, I guess, and it's not like a politically correct thing, it's more like I guess I've realized that in most contexts when I'm punching down at people that I'm kind of a bully, because I'm from a situation where I'm healthy, I've not had too many money problems in my life. I've not had any I'm not a minority. Like I am the default setting for man. Okay. Like I do everything the way the majority does. And it's really easy to like poke fun at people that are not from a place that acknowledges the challenge of existing, or even like being seen in society. If you're from one of those like really like the stereotypical one is always like if you're a transgendered black lesbian woman, like you are playing life on extreme mode, because not like most of human interaction is relating with people, and that's like unrelatable. But it's not. You just have to put in the effort to put yourself in those people's shoes and generate empathy, and then it's like you start thinking like if you poke, even if you don't have any hate in your heart, if you're poking fun at that person's life, their lifestyle, that you're no different than the dumbass on the playground saying you talk funny or you fucking wearing glasses or whatever and gives you a wedgie. Like this guy who's talking funny or wears glasses on the playground's life's already hard enough. You got to point it out and give him a wedgie on top of it. So that's the thing where I feel like there's a disconnect between the social justice warriors and the free speech crowd. It's not like none of this stuff is funny, and none of this stuff can and we're trying to say like you can't say that, or it's like should be illegal to say that, although I do think some on the left do go that far. It's more like if you knew everything about the people you're talking about, like would you make that joke if it was your best friend and he was sitting there right across the table? Or maybe it's better like if it was your girlfriend's parent and like they were disabled, would you make fun of their disability? And if you wouldn't, then what would you feel like if a stranger that had a disability it's I don't know, it's all about being kind to people, not being a bully. It's not about like, oh God, I'm afraid to offend people. It's more like I don't want to hurt people because I'm not a bully. So that's the thing that still makes me cringe. I hear some stuff and I was like, Jesus Christ, what the fuck? What the fuck was? And I remember conversations I had with you where you would be like, what the fuck? You can't say shit like that. And I'm like, why? Like, why can't I say fag? I don't hate gay people. And that had to be like, just as a life, that had to be explained to me by this man over here over a game of Magic the Gathering.
Yeah, at this point, I wouldn't. Like, I'm certainly not as. Maybe it's a consequence of never having to really like confront my own thoughts on some of these things, but I wouldn't consider myself as well considered, I guess, as you are at this point. Like, because with those things, I feel like you've given them just a ton of thought and you've read like different perspectives on it and stuff. Whereas I sort of came to like a lot of my opinions just by default. Like I don't want to be a dick to people. Same way you are. Like,
right.
So I'm gonna try not to make fun of them, and
right.
like I don't know that I've given it as much serious thought as you have, and therefore I don't think I've come as far kind of down that road as you.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's the one thing is like, because
I feel like it's flip flopped maybe a little bit.
That was the early experience of me getting out of the cult, and it showed me how far I had to go. So like I kind of like wanted to fully. I didn't want to just like, okay, because like I've made this type of mistake several times. Like, I fucking made a rape joke in mixed company and got fucking blasted for it in public. And then, like, I just had this with one of my best friends. Like, I'm making the same kinds of mistakes, and it's not just enough to be like, I cannot make rape jokes in front of women. I cannot say fag in front of homosexuals. It's like, no, there's got to be some kind of, like, unified theory of the social of what I'm doing that's transgressive, and I need to understand that. And that had
like
me,
why you can't do that instead of just not doing it.
Yeah, like I don't want like because I want to, if at all possible, I want to avoid, like, it's like if I was just running around just punching people, like, and most people are just like ha ha ha, and then every once someone would be like, back off, why are you fucking punching, you stupid prick? And it's like, you could learn a lesson is like, oh, that guy's sensitive. Or maybe you learn a lesson like, maybe you shouldn't run around swinging your fist around,
right?
Like, 'cause you might hurt somebody and catch them on a day that you know is a big pivotal day in their life, and you're not helping them up at all. So I don't know. Like I said, I hope that doesn't come across too preachy. It's more of just like an insight of how I went from this guy and became this other guy. So
yeah, I don't know. A lot of that has to do with literally just time passing, right? Like getting older and having more experiences and meeting more people.
Yeah.
And like just your life generally branching out. Like I feel those are the ways in which I've changed, is like just more time has passed, and I understand a lot more about, you know, the world and my place in it and like all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Whereas when you're a kid, you don't give that much thought.
And I think that's lunch.
Okay.
Because we got to go and do we're doing our first commission podcast in many a moon.
Yeah.
So
I watched it like 3 weeks ago. I don't know if I remember the movie at this point, but we'll see.
We'll see. So that's it. We'll see you next week. We got a whole bunch of stuff coming up next week. We got that American Made. We got another episode of Game of Thrones. We got more American Horror Story. We'll have Cecily and I's thoughts on, what I say, Top of the Lake and BoJack Horseman season 4.
Sounds right. Yeah.
And probably more of that beside. I can't remember if there's a club feature. Like I said,
I don't think the 4th week has anything. No.
Getting really close to having an Empire podcast kind of update on finances and stuff. So we got that to look forward to sometime in the future. Anyway, have a great weekend. See you next time. Talk to you later.
Oh.
Successive series of good.